The heavy machine gun was the most basic weapon equipment for the army during World War II, and the importance of the phonograph to the military was much smaller. It was just for listening to music and relaxing in idle times, and it made no difference in battle whether it was present or not. However, have you ever thought about combining the two? The Soviet soldiers did just that and created an early automatic shooting weapon. The Hanko battle, which broke out in 1941, was not a large-scale battle in World War II, and its impact on the overall situation was relatively small. The casualties of the Soviet and Finnish armies were not significant, and although Finland achieved victory, the Soviet army successfully withdrew more than 20,000 defending troops to Leningrad, with only over 2,000 casualties during the battle, excluding casualties caused by hitting mines during the return shipping journey. During this battle, the Finnish army discovered a strange device that combined a heavy machine gun and a phonograph. This device was called the pulumet-gramophone system, which directly translates to pulsed phonograph system. The Finnish soldiers called it aavikkonekiväri, meaning ghost machine gun. The ghost machine gun is a defensive weapon used to cover the retreat of friendly forces. It can automatically shoot and create the illusion that there are still defending troops on the front line. Its structure is simple and reliable, with no significant technological innovation, but its concept is very unique. The entire system consists of a heavy machine gun with thousands of rounds of ammunition, a phonograph, a car battery, and an electromagnetic transmitter. The heavy machine gun needs to be set up in advance in a combat position, with the muzzle facing a fixed direction that cannot be adjusted. The ammunition belt with thousands of rounds needs to be pre-connected and neatly arranged to prevent jamming during firing. The car battery provides power to the phonograph and the electromagnetic transmitter. When the phonograph is operational, the record rotates, and a wire fixed on the record makes contact with another wire after one full rotation, completing the circuit. This circuit is unrelated to the phonograph and is a separate power supply from the battery, which works on the electromagnetic transmitter fixed on the machine gun handle. Once the circuit is completed, the electromagnetic transmitter starts working and triggers the heavy machine gun to fire briefly. It is easy to see that this equipment controls the circuit through the mechanical operation of the phonograph, and because the phonograph has a fixed rotation speed, the machine gun controlled by the electromagnetic transmitter also shoots in a regular pattern, creating a pulsating effect. There is an unanswered question here: the rotation speed of the phonograph is too high. It is unknown how the Soviet soldiers reduced the speed, but some articles speculate that it may have been achieved by adding weight. There were a total of 5 ghost machine guns, which were made by the soldiers of the 335th Regiment of the Soviet Army. At the time, the soldiers requested to leave some machine guns on the front line to delay the advance of the Finnish army. This idea was approved and executed, showing that the Soviet soldiers were quite innovative. When the Finnish army entered the Soviet defense line, they discovered the ghost machine guns and a few dogs. They took photos of the machine guns for records, but there are very few publicly available photos at present. There is also an interesting side note here: the Finnish soldiers also found dogs. What is the story behind this? It turns out that this is another method of operating the machine gun. The Soviet army tied the dogs to the machine gun, with their leash connected to a small lever. Nearby, there was horse meat hanging, and when the dog rushed towards the meat, it would pull the lever to press the machine gun trigger and fire. It is said that a ghost machine gun could operate continuously for about 30 minutes, buying enough time for the defending troops to retreat. Although some equipment was lost, it was completely acceptable compared to the complete withdrawal of the entire unit. The Finnish soldiers attacking were different. Although the ghost machine gun was only mechanically shooting, its regular shooting pattern made it easy to notice something unusual. However, no soldier would risk their life to test whether there were any defending troops left behind on the enemy machine gun position, or if it was a trap. At the same time, it should be noted that the ghost machine gun was basically a scare tactic and could hardly be expected to effectively kill the enemy. It was only used in desperate situations to buy time for friendly forces. However, this concept is not wrong, especially with the addition of modern smart technology. An unmanned weapon station equipped with technologies such as thermal imaging and human recognition might indeed have military development potential.